Welcome to the Sunrise Sessions. This is Season 1, hosted by myself, Amber Carlson, and Emmanuel Martin. Over this 10-part series, we'll be interviewing some fantastic guests about their journeys, resilience, transformation, and motivation. Thanks for listening. Welcome to part 10 of the Sunrise Sessions. We have a very special guest with us today, actually. We have Michelle with us, who actually helped with the setup of this space and helped us achieve this podcast. So
100%.
Very special guest. So thank you so much for coming in, Michelle. Could you start off by telling us maybe a bit about how we met and a little bit about yourself, please?
Yes. Thank you for having me here. It's very exciting. We met at the Greater Blacktown Business Chamber.
Yeah.
Was the first time I met you. And then
We met, I'm sure I met you a while ago, but we kind of formally worked together at the last year's small business event.
Yeah. So nearly 12 months.
12 months ago. That's right.
Yeah. And I am one half of the S1E10 team, so, which is actually growing. So it'll soon be not even just one half.
Sets AV. So, no, I should say you're the boss.
That's it.
Yeah, let's say you're the boss.
That's my role.
Would Chris be happy with that?
Yeah, he does. He
Does what you say?
He does what I say.
So the other half, Michelle Menzies, is her lovely husband, Chris, and they're married.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, and we'll talk about family a bit today as well.
Yeah. So your business has seen so much growth even in the past few months. You've had a lot of changes that you've had to overcome and adapt to. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So we have done a lot of change in the last, since we started even. We went and started the business just before COVID. So that was not great timing. And then we were doing a lot of installs, and we've tried to pull back from that because it's not really where we want to be. And then we moved in here and started the upload ready videos. And then we're now relocating because we've now got the opportunity to also manage the Good Egg Studio. So while we would like to come back here, and that's the plan, we'll still continue.
100%. I think what you mean. But before we do that, tell us a little bit more about the business model. What do you guys actually do?
Our business model is live events and helping to enhance the message that people are trying to send out, whether it's through the AV side, and we'll help to do that, or if it's the pre-production, and just education on what's actually possible. That's that you don't have to be in the city to have a quality event. You can do that out here. And then we also have our give back. So a percentage of all of our equipment hire is given to one of our 3 partnered charities.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow. So it's almost like a social enterprise.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So just to reaffirm that Chris and Michelle have also made today possible because of some extra lighting and cameras they have.
Yeah, I wish everyone could see what we're seeing, the other side of it, because it's a pretty cool setup.
Yeah, and maybe in the link we might even actually put some photos of what today was about.
Yeah,
and the making of it.
Yeah,
we should
behind
do
the
that.
scenes.
Behind the scenes, right? So let's talk about, look, we've had you guys are a great couple for a start, and people make businesses. A business is only as good as the people that work there.
Yes.
And one of the things we love about you guys is you guys are, so different, genuine. That's the word, authentic, genuine, authentic, but also very different in personalities as well. And I think that's she's laughing, see, but that's the beauty about this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
There's almost this yin and yang there. I don't know if Chris would agree with that, but I think you're the more exciting one, to be honest. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. He's my mate. But saying that, you're not moving out of here. Yes, you are moving out because it's because it's a good news because you're expanding. You're actually growing, right? So while Breed, we'd love for you to be back, and I'm sure we're working with you in many ways. We're actually happy because what Breed does is we don't want people to be stuck. We want people to expand and grow, and that's what incubator program's all about. So we're actually really happy that you do that. But let's talk more about stories. I think it's important to talk about stories because you do have a story, and any business that's come out recently first of all, anyone that survived through COVID is a plus because you had to innovate and be positive for you to come out of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you can. Resilience is important.
Yes.
And I love to, and also if you don't mind sharing, it's you also have other kids. You have kids as well.
Yes.
So it's like a lot of challenges you face in terms of resilience. So can you tell us about your own journey on resilience, either in your personal life or just in terms of SETS AV, and any tips you can share for business owners that are going through tough times on how to navigate that process?
Resilience is really important, and it's really trying to find the positive of everything, and I mean, even with COVID, we went through all the lockdowns. All of our work was cancelled. I was still in a day job at that point, so it wasn't so bad for that side of things. We still had some income, but for the most of COVID, Chris became the homeschool teacher because he couldn't go anywhere. And then when work did come up, we ended up in the lockdown where we couldn't even go to work. We couldn't leave our 5-kilometre radius. So thankfully we did have some streaming for AGMs that still needed to be done, so that helped. And we did a lot more school installs that had kind of come up. So we did manage to get through there, but we had to pivot and adapt to that. And the fact that when there were so many people who actually left the AV industry altogether because there just wasn't work, and they found more stable work that then the hours were better.
Yeah.
Because AV is whenever.
Right.
There's no structure to it. You can't decide when someone's having an event.
Okay.
So
you mentioned that you've you've been an employee before. Why leave all that certainty behind to do this, especially when you have kids?
Well, a couple of things.
Yeah.
So I actually started out in retail,
Right.
and in management there. So I did that for 16 years. And then after separating from my daughter's dad, I had her tell me that she didn't think that I knew she was there anymore. So I was like, I can't actually do this because I wasn't seeing her enough. So I left that and did Monday to Friday in a sales environment office. And it works. But again, it only works if you've got before and after school care or someone who can look after them. And then Chris didn't want to be an employee anymore because he said that there's just too much that he can't control and he doesn't have all the information then. So we'd started the business and I was just helping in the sidelines because it's not where I came from. But we grew. And it got to a point where I couldn't do my day job anymore as well as supporting the business. And it gives us a lot more flexibility. So there are risks in terms of if we don't have
cash flow.
Exactly, cash flow, managing the jobs that are coming in. It is risky in that way, but it's also rewarding. And being able to teach the kids that you don't actually have to just do 9 to 5. You can do something else. Like you can do whatever you want. Like if you want to do 9 to 5, that's great. Like that's whatever works for you. But for us, having the blended family means that we have times where we have kids and times where we don't have the kids. So we try and do as much business stuff when we don't have them. And it allows for us to then go, well, actually, this is on. So I can't do that show. I'll stay home with the kids. And Chris will do the show with someone else.
So with a bit of planning, you can be a bit more flexible in your time commitment. We'll talk about the struggle is real soon. But it's important, what I'm understanding from you is that as a mum, when your initial stages, that you wanted to be there for your daughter, as well as Chris seeking a bit of freedom.
Yeah.
So he could control his own destiny in some way. That's what a lot of businesses start off with.
Yeah.
One of the number one reasons as well that businesses start off is because of a boss that hasn't been so good. But that isn't always a reason to leave because this business world, as you know, is got so much uncertainty. How did you, just going in that, and how many years has it been since you started, like you said, in 2021, right?
2019.
2019. So that's still, that's pretty much from COVID onwards, like nearly from COVID, right?
Yeah.
What are the tips you can give to people that are in the same shoes as you, with juggling with blended families as well as like single mums possibly, or people that are just have got kids and they do want to do something different in their lives in terms of maybe considering starting a business or buying into a business? What are some of the learnings they should look out for, or what you would advise?
It's really rewarding, but you need to look at what your schedule looks like and how you fit that in. Have a plan for when the kids get sick. Is it something where you can work from home? Can you move meetings to a Zoom if you can't meet in person because you've got a child homesick? That's now become a lot more possible, even in office work. But having a support network as well. Without that, it doesn't matter what you do, because something will always happen. You can't control everything.
So important, I think, the support network. Actually, one of the questions was about support network. So who is your support network and who's got you through it all? Like, is it just one person or a combination of different people?
No, a combination of different people. So Chris's parents help us out a lot if we have a show on that we have to do together and we've got the kids there. They'll take them for the night, take them down to the van, my sister as well. And like my dad will come and help with driving equipment around or helping on a show if we need to. So it's just different bits and pieces that people can help with. Even other business owners, and just having someone else to talk to and bounce things off, because living and working together can sometimes be a bit.
Are we going to talk about it in this podcast? Or is it a different kettle of fish? Maybe Emma can ask this question. That is true. That actually is very true. I can say that. You know that we've talked about this before. In terms of getting out there, you talk about other people. Is networking important? Do you do a lot of networking, or how do you decide which network event you go to or who to hang out with?
That's tricky. So I guess it depends on what your actual goal is from that networking. If your goal is to meet people that you're doing business with, then you need to go to networking groups that have your ideal clients in. It doesn't mean that you're going to walk in there, hand out a business card, and you've suddenly got all this new business. It's still about building relationships. But then there's also the other side where just meeting people that you actually like and you enjoy hanging out with. So if that's kind of the goal that you're going with, then that's the tribe that you're looking for. Doesn't matter if they're ideal clients or not.
So what does Michelle do for fun? Outside sets AV and doing kids' homeworks, lunches, dinners, making sure Chris is okay. What's your ideal of letting steam off?
I enjoy reading.
Okay.
So reading is like an escape for me. And through COVID, because we couldn't go anywhere, Chris and I also found a Xbox game that we could both play. Because I cannot play shooting games at all. It's like I'm walking around looking at the sky and I can't do anything. So
what's the game?
Gems of War.
Oh, but it says war, but isn't war about...
Yeah, but it's not like
shoot.
that.
Okay.
So it's like a matching game.
Oh, okay.
So like, I like
Well,
those.
I'm not sure if you know this about Michelle Emmanuel, but I know for a fact that Michelle and Chris really like Disney movies.
Yes, that too.
So what is your favourite Disney movie?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Just the classic one?
Yeah. I like all of them though.
Who's your famous, who's your favourite Disney hero? Because it's very, you got to have heroes too in Disney movies, not always princesses.
Yeah, but even as princesses, like...
Okay, how about this?
Yeah,
okay, here we go. I'm getting into
I
this.
feel like that's what Disney is doing recently.
That's what I'm asking.
They're shifting the narrative.
But would you say, what about a hero, as in a male hero?
Haven't actually thought about it.
See? What about you?
I have no male heroes.
So this is what I'm saying. Here's my point. That's a question now, because I'm forced to watch Disney movies.
Yeah.
Got two daughters and a son. We recently went to Disney World last Christmas. It was amazing. I don't know if you've been to Florida or not. That's something I would highly recommend. If you were to Disney, you do. But my son, who's 2, said the other day, I'm a Disney hero. This is why I'm asking this question. And my daughter said, there's no heroes, male heroes for Disney. And I thought, that's interesting. I'm sure there are some. They might not be the main characters, but they're the support, right? So is Tangled part of Disney? Is Tangled? What's the princess?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Rapunzel's got a boyfriend, right?
Flynn Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Flynn Rider's a good hero, I think.
No, there's some...
he was like the thief, I think.
No, but then he
originally.
turned for love.
But yes, he did.
There's some...
But that's like Aladdin too.
There's some quality men.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Who? Like who?
I wouldn't call them a hero.
Did you hear that? Quality men, but not a hero. Anyway, I don't know how this came to Disney, but I didn't know that about you.
Okay, well...
Favorite Disney song?
Actually, that's from Tarzan.
Oh, I don't...
I can't sing it, so...
I was trying to get you to, maybe can you give us a couple of, other words for it? What's the song called?
I can't. I don't even remember the name of the song. I
See,
just
she's
know
very
that I
safe
really
now.
Just
love
when
it.
it comes on, she... Oh,
Yeah.
She'll know.
that's my
I have the
favourite.
music going in my head, but that's... Yeah.
Well,
Moana's my favorite.
working alongside your husband, I feel, obviously would be very lovely, but also challenging at times. You mentioned before this started, the struggle is real. I don't think that's just referring to working with Chris, but just in general. So can you how do you make it work?
We work really well together. He's more of a big picture person and I'm the little picture person. So he comes up with these like ideas and it's like, we're going to do this. And I'm like, are we?
Like when he said move to breed.
Yeah, well, that kind of happened quickly.
Because he called me first. I said, have you spoken to Michelle about it? No, I'll speak to her.
Yeah.
You do the same, Emmanuel.
True.
Yeah. That was how that conversation went. He was like, oh, so this is what we're going to do. I think this will be a really good idea, idea. I was like, oh, okay. When are we planning on doing that? Well, and I think we were in here a month later. So
that's right.
And that's kind of how this whole business has gone. Chris goes, I think I'd like to do this. Okay, well, let's look at it and let's make it happen. And we then work out what kind of works. And sometimes I'm like, nope.
So that would be like the no, like the real no. Chris, no, Chris. See?
Yeah.
But what's the percentage that he actually listens to that no?
No, he does.
Oh, he does. Good.
Because
otherwise there'll be no Chris.
I don't think I could do life without him. So maybe he would do the business and I would not be.
Chris, did you hear that? She said she couldn't do life without you, mate. That's so beautiful.
No, well, you are a really amazing team and your business is really helpful. You've helped us so much. I know they helped get this idea that Emmanuel had for this room and got it from A to Z. You helped us with that. So, yeah, you're an amazing team and we really thank you for being a part of this whole process.
100%. And just want to quickly ask you as well. I mean, we'll be in the bio, guys. The listeners, you'll see a little bit more about their business, is what they're doing. But can you tell us a little bit more about your new venture, the Good Egg?
Yes.
Yep. So the Good Egg Studio is a full white cyclorama. It is massive. You literally can park a truck in there. So it is a photography studio, which is for hire in Riverstone. And we've taken that over, which was not the direction that we were planning on going. It kind of came up and it was at a point where it was either someone needed to take it over or it was not going to be around anymore. And so Chris was like,
again,
let's do this.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So it's for hire, so basically commercial shoots.
Yeah.
How big is it?
17 metres deep.
17 metres deep.
12 metres wide.
Wow.
And 4.8 metres high.
Right.
And there's only the doorway that is
That's the only thing. It's all white. So you could also, can you use it for like a Christmas party or something? Just a bit of fun?
Yeah. That people do music videos, photography shoots.
Yeah. So you guys will be doing all the video side of things?
No.
Right.
So it's not
for that.
It's not for us to do that. We've got
it's more for the hire. Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of videography is not what we do.
Not what you do. Yeah. So it's like a supplementary business to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it opens up for other people to still be able to do that. Yeah. We'll still be doing our upload ready videos, but we'll be doing them upstairs.
And the upload ready videos are such a great great solution, right? And in the link, we'll actually give you a couple of examples of what they've done with that. And if you want more information, look up Chris and Michelle. So we've actually used it ourselves. So
it's awesome.
It's a great idea.
Well, a final question for you, Michelle. Do you have any advice or wisdom that you'd give to people that are struggling with balancing work and kids and family and everything happening all at once? Any advice that you'd like to give?
Be kind to yourself. It is a struggle. There's some days where I go, should we be doing this? But also, like, talk to your kids. Involve them in things. Like, our kids will come with us sometimes, depending on what the thing is. And we try and talk to them that way, and show them the benefits as well. They got super excited because we went out for dinner, which was just, we went out and it happens to be somewhere that we do work with. And one of the general manager was there and he was like, oh, is something on? Like, what's going on? And Chris was like, no, we're just here with the family, like having some dinner. And he's like, give them dessert. Like, whatever they want, like, and they were like so excited.
That's amazing.
They get some benefits from it too.
100%. I'm sure they're very proud of, because it's actually also kind of their business too, in a way, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm also in the same belief of that you know, any business you create is for your kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a great conversation. It's such a great way to end season 1.
Yeah.
Because you guys made it possible.
Yeah, very
full
circle.
Full circle. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really think you guys are an amazing couple and a great business. Guys, please support them. They're also local, very proud Westies. I think you are, but I am. But they're based in Western Sydney. So that's the main thing. And we'll see you for season 2 next year.
We will.
What do you reckon we should do next year?
I think we have to get Chris on.
Chris, yes. Chris is side of the story.
Yeah, get Chris
as well.
Side of things.
But so thank you.
I'm very excited.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, Michelle.